Hello guys, here I am back again with the power rankings for the PBA. Now we are in week 3 and first of all let me tell you something about what happened to the league in general, and this also influenced the power rankings. Also kind of an explanation why this is up so late, because first we extended week 3 for another week because a lot of people were busy, and yeah, just 1 week was too short for this week, and yeah, we decided for once we would extend the week, and that's why this already is a week later. But then again, I yeah, I fell a bit ill, and I had to prepare the power rankings, and now I'm recording it. So yeah, when I'm recording it, it's already week 4. Mostly is already done, but it's still week 3 for me because yeah, I couldn't record earlier, unfortunately. And then what happened with the league? Now, the league, basically, some people were so busy they had to quit the league. Like, we were first with 12 people. Out of the 12, we already had some changes with people, because some people just weren't committed and such. And now again, 3 people kind of quit it for several reasons. I won't go into detail for that. And we immediately got one extra guy who wanted to replace someone, and yeah, take over a team. But yeah, the other to find 2 extra people was just yeah, we had already so many replacements. We thought, okay, maybe we can handle this a bit differently. And what we ended up doing is changing the schedule, changing almost everything with the planning for the league, and we went from 12 people to 10 people. We changed the schedule. Everybody faces everyone once now, from the guys that are still in the league. The 2 guys that left, all the matches against them are nullified, and they aren't taken into account anymore. So everyone plays 9 matches, and those 9 matches matter. And yeah, so no divisions, no conference anymore, just the best several people will make it. I think we still have to discuss how many people make playoffs. I think with 10 people, this may be 4, this may be 6. I think 4 could be is the best amount to handle things smoothly, but 6 could also be fine. Maybe even 5. I don't know. I think between 4 and 6, I imagine that would happen. But yeah, that discussion will happen later on. So okay, let's just hop in the power rankings for now. Again, it's my opinion. It's totally opinionated. So if you don't agree with me, feel free to discuss this in the comment section, and yeah, place your own rankings there. And now yeah, there's only 10 people, and with some people quitting, there were some forfeits this week also, and because some matches were nullified, the records are a bit different, because a lot of teams now haven't played 3 matches that account. So some have a record of like 2-0, but we are in week 3, and this could happen. But later on, we have an 11-week schedule, and after 11 weeks, everyone has played the 9 matches. So there are 2 bye weeks for every team. Okay, so just let me hop into this power rankings. Yeah, with the changing of the transition from 12 to 10 teams, this will be a bit different. This may be a bit shorter than normal, because there aren't that many matches played this week due to forfeits and people quitting the league. There were only 4 matches in total. So yeah, I can't analyze a whole lot about the rest. So let me just begin. On place 10, we have the Australian Avalux. They have a win-loss ratio of 0-2. They didn't change much from last week, as they didn't play this week against someone. So yeah, it's still the same as last week. And from the guys that are still here, he was the lowest last week. There hasn't anything changed this week, so he is still at the last place at number 10 now for now. Maybe if he starts winning, I can totally see him climbing up. So we'll have to see. Then we have the West Coast Weavals. The West Coast Weavals did play this week. They lost again. They are 0-3. So they are at number 9 and yeah, you could argue the numbers 10, 9, and 8 are really close to each other. They haven't played each other, I think. So yeah, they if one of them starts winning, they will just shoot up above them, I think. But yeah, he played this week, and he played against the Sweetcoins, who is a former number 1 from week 2, and he lost 3-0. And yeah, it's just if you the Sweetcoins had a Mamoswine, and Mamoswine was just really scary for his team. He didn't have a lot to handle it. Yeah, he brought kind of Slowking for it, but Slowking got knocked off on the switch, and then he took it out from there. So yeah, that didn't really happen. And overall, this match he did some great things. Zangoose put in a nice amount of work. As yeah, it got Toxic Orb, it got set up at SD, and it could just take out the Trudicon, who was an AV set, but due to the toxic damage racking up on the turns, Lopunny could easily revenge it, unfortunately. Roserade setting up some nice T-spikes, always nice. And Sylveon then tried to take out a special defensive Jirachi, and it would have been able to hit KO with the specs, but that got knocked off early on, unfortunately. So it was like a 3-hit KO, and Jirachi did what Jirachi does best. It hexes people a bit. It went for body slams, got the paralyzation on Sylveon, and Jirachi was already paralyzed itself. So after the paralyzation on Sylveon, it was faster than Sylveon, and that way it could take some more Shadow Balls, and eventually it even barely survived the Shadow Balls, and then Mamoswine just cleaned up the game at the end. So yeah, it was really a bit of a one-sided match, you could say. It was just Mamoswine was a bit too much for the Weavals. If you look at his draft, he couldn't have done much more. He could maybe brought Klefki, but then again, Klefki isn't a switch on Mamoswine, or you must certainly know he won't go for EQ that turn, then switching Klefki, then go for Magnet Rush. With Magnet Rush, Klefki can handle the Mamoswine, but enfin, it's not a switch. So over to number 8. At number 8 we have the Anaheim Ampharos, and the Anaheim Ampharos are one loss ratio of 1-0. Previously they were 2-0, but those were both matches against the guys who left the league. And this week he played Staruse, also a really great contender in this league. And yeah, this is one of our latest replacements, not this week but last week. So this was his first match from Lance against the Staruse, coached by Jake. And yeah, as the biggest downfall for the Ampharos this match was just he didn't bring Crocodile, he didn't bring Garchomp, so Rotom could freely Volt Switch on his team and really rack up the damage and the momentum for the Staruse this way, and that really led to his downfall. Were there some other things? Nah, he misplayed a bit. He goes into Pinsir on a weakened Ferrothorn, then he doubles into Primeape. Maybe he misclicked, I don't know. Maybe he then realized he couldn't kill it, and yeah, Primeape got paralyzed that way by Ferrothorn, and then he closed combat, and yeah, the opponent had a Mega Sableye, so I don't really know what Primeape was doing at all this match, but okay. And yeah, the rest of the match, it's just Togekiss is able to kind of handle Aromatisse by just paralyzation and then Serene Gaze, flinch it with Ash Slash. It's really a nasty tactic, but it works. And it's also something weird happened. He got a crit Dazzling Gleam on Aromatisse, putting it in range of another Dazzling Gleam or an Air Slash to kill it. But no, he decides with Togekiss to roost up, giving the Aromatisse a turn to come back, but Aromatisse got fully paralyzed that turn and then after that got killed off. So he was really lucky there. But why would you roost at that turn when you could just kill off the Aromatisse? I know Aromatisse wouldn't do that much, but why give it the opportunity to come back? And then yeah, he doesn't have much for Rotom, so Mega Pinsir gets sacked to Rotom at a certain point, and yeah, Weavile cleaned up the game after, because with Ice Shard priority it was it was just the game from there. So yeah, a really nice win from the Staryu 4-0, and yeah, Rotom really showed off why it is a great value pick from him. And then on number 7 we have the Espeons. They kind of climbed the spot because the Ampharos fell down because of the differences with transition from 12 to 10 teams and the loss this week. The Espeons didn't play this week, and honestly, since the Espeons joined, the 1-0, it's from the first week, and it's not even the current coach of the Espeons that played that week. It was our kind of interim coach, Ruben. He plays matches whenever there is just one person who can't battle that week, and he will just make quick team and do a battle that way, and then we can decide if we count that battle. Most of the time we will, because the opponent really prepared for it much, and that was what we decided week 1. And the Espeons coach Orzo, I still have to see him battle in this league, so I'm looking forward to his first show. I hope we can see this week 4. That battle still has to be done, and I hope it will be done early this week. So yeah, on to number 6. On number 6 are the Adelaide Absols. This was former the Tangelaars, but he left, and the Absols had 3 teams to choose from, and I choose this team. His win-loss ratio is 1-1, and he made one addition. He got rid of McMortar for Furfrou. I don't really know what Furfrou does for him. I think he just liked them or something. He had a Stoutland, he had a normal type already, and McMortar was a nice fairy resist, not really hit, but yeah, it was I don't know really what the Furfrou does for his team, but we will maybe see in the future, maybe not. And yeah, this week he didn't really play, because the only the win-loss ratio, this 1-1, is from 1 week where he got a forfeit win against the Avalux, who joined late and wasn't able to play. And this match, his loss came from the Marianas, and this match was again played by our interim coach Ruben. And the team was a bit built with from Toby most of all. Toby's the coach of the Bishops. He kind of built together with the former coach of the Tangelaars and Ruben. But some sets weren't the sets Ruben would have wanted it to be. Like Mechaceptor didn't have Iron Tail, Excadrill didn't have Rapid Spin, and that made it a bit easier for the Marianas, who eventually came on top with a 3-0. It was also more of a fun battle. Altaria, after almost sets up a layer of spikes, after sets up sticky webs, Altaria was able to, at a certain point, just set up and go for game at that point. That was like the only thing that happened. Yeah, Altaria could early set up on Hippowdon, but it kind of feared a roar, so it switched out eventually. And after that, when it noticed Stoutland was kind of choice locked into Crunch, and Mega Altaria got the free setup from there, and at that point Tentacool was already down, Excadrill was already weakened. Those things would have been able to handle the Altaria, which was just Dragon Dance, Heal Bell, Roost, and Return. And yeah, the Marianas came on top 3-0. So then at number 5 we have the Los Angeles Latios. They haven't really changed a bit. This week he took an unfortunate loss, a big loss also, a 6-0 against the Bishops, putting him at 1-2. He won from the Starius, which is a really big contender in this league, from Jake. And Josh this week just fell short of Toby from the Bishops. And also he has already lost to the Marianas. Just explaining the win-loss ratios a bit. I think that will clear some things up, I hope. And yeah, if I looked at the team matchup, it didn't come really into play. But when I looked at the team matchup again, saw no Arcanine. And on the Bishop's team, I saw a really scary fire type in the name of Darmanitan. And last week we saw Victini put a number on his team because he didn't bring Arcanine. So you would think he kind of learned from it, but no, he didn't. Darmanitan would have just clean take out almost his entire team with just clicking Flare Blitz, but it didn't come into play in the match for him. But yeah, Suicune was a bit of a pain for him. It got set up some Calm Minds early on. It revealed the Scald, it revealed Rest. It also revealed it didn't have Sleep Talk, so at that point we didn't know the fourth move. But yeah, the Latios didn't really have a counter because he didn't bring things like Shaman, set those two hit it just really hard. But then he revealed Azelf to be a nasty plot Azelf with Psychic, Thunderbolt and Taunt. And yeah, this was kind of a nice set for Suicune. If you switch it in, or when you 1v1, you can beat it. But you can't let Suicune set up already. And also, you don't really want to switch into a Scald. He had leftovers, so he could recover a bit. But still, if Scald got the burn, it does big damage. But at a certain point, Suicune is able to set up, I think, to like +4 out of the +6 you can go to. And it was, yeah, he switched in the Azelf. And he didn't fear anything, and this was a bit weird because it was the turn Suicune was able to could have woken up and just could have used a move that is called Scald, and at +4 it would easily kill Azelf. But the Bisharps kind of feared the Azelf because I think at that point it set up a nasty plot already, so it was at +2, and Suicune was at +4 Spadef and special attack, but I think it feared +2 Psyshock, and that would done a big ton of damage. So it switched out, but if he used Scald, Azelf was kind of down, and Suicune could have had a field day. But he makes the safe play. He thinks, okay, Suicune can win me the game later on, so let me switch out. And yeah, he goes into Noivern on the nasty plot. He nasty plots again. Just as I say, not fearing the Scald. If Suicune would have gone for Scald, it was Azelf was gone, so a bit of weird play, but he kind of needed to come back. And then on the Noivern, he uses Psychic. Noivern just U-turns out into Bisharp, and yeah, it was a bit weird because he uses Psychic on and the opponent's team had a Bisharp and a Manibus, so maybe another move was better. And yeah, later on he revealed that's only hitting moves where Psychic and T-Bot, so he was kind of walled by Bisharp. It's a bit unfortunate. But luckily for the Latios, Bisharp didn't have Pursuit, so Azelf got lucky there. And yeah, also the reveal of Psychic was also a bit big. Why? Because if it's your answer to Suicune, I think Psyshock over Psychic is better. Because if you set up Psyshock goes for the defensive stat and not the special defense stat, and Suicune with Calm Mind raises the special defense but not the defense. So that's maybe something to take into account for in the future. And yeah, then later on in the match, Steelix goes down to Suicune because he didn't want him to set up, so that's good. And then Josh makes a bit of a weird play. He switches his Greninja in on the Lando T, who clearly U-turn was the obvious play, and Greninja could not take a U-turn, so Greninja goes down there. So maybe he could have switched in something that could have taken a U-turn a bit better, and save Greninja for the free switch, because Greninja is a really scary mon. And yeah, then at the end of the game, Suicune just gets a Scald Burn and a Scald Crit on Azelf. That was the Suicune answer, and when that was down, Suicune kind of cleans up the game. It reveals Mirror Coat as the last move to just counter back moves. Probably it had that for like Shaymin and Zapdos would have hit Suicune really hard, so that was a nice move to have. And then Darmanitan got the final kill because he wanted to preserve a differential. So really a clean game for the Bishops and a bit of unfortunate for Latios, and I hope they will come back from this. And then on number 4 we have the Bishops, currently sitting at 2-1. And I know he lost to the Suicunes, and he now won from the Latios. I don't really remember the other win he got. I think it was against Avalux, but I don't know for certain. And yeah, he played really a good game. He could have maybe swept with Suicune a bit earlier, but he made safe plays, and yeah, he assessed that Suicune was really scared for his opponent's team. It was unfortunate that his Bishop didn't have Pursuit for the Azelf, but enfin, you can't have all the moves you want. You have to limit yourself to 4. Also, Darmanitan was really a good bring because it really wrecked his opponent's team. Didn't do much this game, but it could have done some damage. And 6-0 is always a nice win. So yeah, he's currently sitting at 2-1. And then we have at number 3 we have the Marvel Matianas. They're now at 2-0. They won from the Latias, and now they won from the Tangalas, or now the Absols. And yeah, Joost played a good game, great game. And a 3-0 was a nice win. It was a win carried by Mega Altaria, showing that it can be really scary if not prepared accordingly. Also something really nice he did was his Hydreigon set. I really loved it myself because Tentacool got switched into Hydreigon. It took a Draco Meteor, so Tentacool thought, okay, maybe I can set up some T-Spikes here. I'm kind of safe to do anything because Hydreigon has to switch. That's -2, it can't do that much. And then it reveals the Crunch and just clean takes out Tentacruel. And it wasn't specifically for Tentacruel, it was more the opponent's team also had Florges, so it was a physically offensive Hydreigon with Draco Meteor to kind of bluff the thing he was special and then hit really hard on the physical side. So I really loved it. And yeah, that was all the rest of the match I already talked about on the Absols. So it's currently sitting at 2-0, really nice. And then on to our number 2, and yeah, that's the Dallas Starius, and he's currently sitting at 2-1. He showed some really great performances, and he won this week again a really nice 4-0 from the Ampharos. His only loss is from the Latios, but that was a bit of a hexy match, and if there was no hex, I don't really know who would have won there, but he won now from the Ampharos, and he has previously won from, don't really remember who it was. I think it was the Bishops, but I don't know for certain. But yeah, this game he played really good, and it was just Rotom was too much for his opponent. He assessed that the opponent didn't bring any of his ground types, and he know Rotom was really a great mon this game, and the Volt Switch was just too much. So nothing much to say about this. And then over to our number 1. I think you guys all had seen it coming, and he's still number 1, and that are the South Florida Suicunes, coached by my good friend Aura. Yeah, he had again a really great win. He won 3-0 from the Weavers, and just showing that Mamoswine was really scary mon for his opponent. Also, Spadef Jirachi was a really nice bring for something like Choice Specs Sylveon to counter that, as he didn't have that much for it in the first place. And yeah, Lopunny got I think 1 kill by just with Fake Out. It's also a really nice thing about Lopunny. Druddigon was a kind of an Assault Vest Sheer Force set, and didn't see any play this match, but yeah, it was an interesting set for sure. And yeah, that was almost everything I had on the Suicunes. Not that much. I've covered most of the things when I was at Weavers, and he's sitting at 3-0. He has won from the Bishops, he has won from the Weavers now, and I think his other win is from the. It is that I don't remember that it may be the Evolux. I don't know. That it doesn't really matter. He has he has beaten 3 guys in this league, and he has done great. So we will see next week if he can stay at first place. I don't know. We will have to see, and I hope to see some great things from the lower guys, and also I just hope to see some great matches this week, and hope some changes happen that I like it. So until next week, and bye guys.